Del, you'll just tell us the story off air, and some of the stories we obviously then can't tell on air, and that happens a lot in this studio, but there was a story about the Super League Nines and Russell Crowe, Mal Meninga. I'd love you to tell everyone, please.
Yeah, look, yesterday, you boys gave a bit of a hard time about the Super League, sort of premiership or...
Well, you call it a premiership. We call it no premiership
we know
or a half.
We know it cuts you deep a little bit.
Well, 95 World Cup when Freddie and the boys, we weren't allowed to be picked the Super League boys. They didn't pick us because we committed to Super League. Anyway, so we had this will surprise you, we had our own sort of nines sort of competition, World Nines, so New Zealand, Fiji and all that. We had to go to Fiji, but we had our bonding night in Sydney. So, I was only a young bloke in this team. These are some of the names in the team. So Russell Crowe and Mal Meninga were really good mates.
Russell Crowe played in the Nines?
No. So Russell Crowe, he wanted us to come to the bonding night because his band, is it 40-odd
footy grant?
Yeah, I'm not sure how good that, Becco, were they any good?
No, not really. But they had Russell Crowe on it, so it's kind of like,
That's right. So, I
who was in the team?
Mate, so obviously Laurie Daly, Ricky Stewart, E.T., Bradley Clyde, Steve Renoff, Alan Langer. It was the who's of who. And then Mel just said, boys, we're going to have a training session, and tonight Russell's invited us to go and see his band. I think it was like Balmain somewhere, Annandale, or where they used to...
Well, we're saying it might have been Annandale Hotel.
I'm thinking it was there. Yeah. So the boys are all excited. So we've had a good session, and we go, boys, and I wasn't a big drinker back then, but what got better is when Mel said, we're going to go and have a good night. You can't take any, you can't take any pictures when we go there. And we're going like, why not? And he said, because Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise are going to be there as well.
Oh.
So, mate, I'm not all about the stars, but, I sort of popped up at that stage.
The moth to the light, though.
As the boys, So as we got there, and it was great. We rocked up, and then, Russell's band was playing, and I'm just looking around for Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise because this is when all the movies were out. He was doing Kokomo, and he's doing Top Gun. So it's just, around that time. So, I've never really seen a big, celebrity before. This is
he's actually quite short.
Yeah,
but I know what you mean.
He is. So as we get there, all of a sudden he plays, and the boys go, okay, we have to go to the rooftop. Remember, guys, be respectful. Just make sure that you behave yourselves. And a few of the boys have gotten a little bit like
loose.
Excited.
Oh, really?
So I did the right thing. And I was just excited because I loved my movies back then. Anyway, Nicole Kidman was there, and I just wanted to play it real cool. One of the boys were a little bit sort of, just a little bit drunk and tipsy and that, and I just said, come on, mate, give the lady some space.
You being the gentleman, were you? Just the whole time?
Yeah. So, and as I did that, we all sat down around the table. Tom was there, as you're right. He wasn't real big. Russell was there, and obviously, I didn't want to say his band wasn't that good, but I like Russell. He's a good bloke.
Yeah.
And then Nicole comes over, sits next to me, and says, thanks very much for being a gentleman. But what was so good about it, we were all sitting around the table, and we just all start singing, that Top Gun where you've lost that love and feeling. Tom got involved. We all got involved. It was like, this was like the best.
Who kicks it off? Who kicks off you've lost that love and feeling?
Mate, honestly, I reckon Alan Langer was the one who sort of started it. Alfie started it all. But just even having Mel there, because Mel only just retired, don't forget. So Mel's our coach. Russell was there. One of the best nights ever. Because I wasn't a big drinker back then, because I only just started sort of drinking around 21, but I had the best night. Nicole Kidman was so nice, and I don't know if she'll remember me, but I certainly remember that night.
I bet you she remembers you. There's no doubt about it.
Just be a gentleman. Just be a gentleman. That's what I say, guys.
I thought she might have thought you were security.